I know people like Kyrie. You remind me a little of it.
Kyrie?
A little of it. You suffer no fools. And Kyrie's extreme. Kyrie, think about it. You're 25, you got movies, you got money, you got all this stuff going, and you don't like small talk.
Your point about there's some similarity between me and Kyrie because I talk to our guys that work with us every day. They all know I hate small talk.
Yeah,
I don't.
Hey,
how you doing?
Because it's
no,
fake.
No, I don't need that.
Right. And you can misread.
But what I've had to learn in my career is I better learn to deal with some small talk and do some small because it's important to other people and it's important to connecting with them. All right, welcome back, Whitlock and Wiley, joined once again by Brian Scalabrine and Dante Jones. Time now for a big story, sponsored by Volvo and the all-new S60 Follow No One. All right, let's return to the NBA, where the Warriors' quest for a three-peat has hit some interesting roadblocks. Just in the past week, Golden State has lost by 33 at home to the Celtics, the worst home loss in the Kerr era. They also lost to the Suns, who have the second worst record in the NBA. Steve Kerr says his team is, quote, frustrated with our play, frustrated with ourselves, with our approach. We feel it. All right, the question here is, are the Warriors, for the first time in years, actually vulnerable? I believe they are.
No way. No way. We were here last year. It's amazing when you're bored, you start looking and making up stuff. And it's crazy. You know, idle time is the devil's workplace. And this is one of those moments where we're bored of the results. So now we're starting to look into things, forgetting what has already occurred with this same team. Last year, down the stretch run, lost 10 of the last 17. Last year, in terms of defensive rating, we were ranked 11th. Oh, their defense is the problem. They're not going to win it all. Number one defense in the playoffs, went out there and won. Oh, last year, they don't have the number one seed. They're 7 games behind Houston. Did that matter? So
thank God Chris Paul got hurt. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. And that's a part of the game. You know what? If we're going to take it, I got a ring coming if you're going to say injuries.
They would
don't
have
matter.
lost to Houston last year.
You could say a lot. Oh, now you're making up stuff that didn't happen. But in the last segment, you tell me don't go there because I didn't know what happened. Okay. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. This is something that has happened just as recently as last year on their quest for another championship. This team will be fine. It will adjust.
They're not going to pull the wool over my eyes again with the way, as you said, last year they did the same thing. And then they just turned it on playoff time and came through in the clutch. However, they do have one piece that I am scared of, which makes them vulnerable, which is DeMarcus Cousins. And playing possession basketball in the playoffs is a different type of basketball. And as it gets more competitive and as it gets more physical as the rounds go by, you have to concentrate more. You have to defend at a higher level. And with DeMarcus Cousins right now, they are not the same team that they were last year defensively. He can't just turn it on. He's been bad in pick and rolls throughout the course of his career. He can't just turn on a great defensive performance out there for a set of playoffs. And I think that makes them a team that is vulnerable. Do I think they're the favorite to win a championship? Yes, but they are more vulnerable than last year.
He might not even play. He'll play a little bit,
He might. Your starting center is just not going to play.
What about Bogut?
Because last year what they did was they rotated centers out.
Sure.
Since January, he's been their start. He's like their cornerstone at 5. Like he's what they're going to be, what they're basing their defense on. And I don't think they're going to just take playoff time, come and take Looney and just throw him in there. No, because Draymond's not playing well right now.
You're gonna run their Death Star lineup still with Iguodala. Like I hear what you're saying, and we can talk about DeMarcus Cousins struggling in the pick and roll. But it's not like they don't have options. They're not there sitting there saying like, well, if DeMarcus can't defend, we're screwed. No, they're
Who's
good.
Gonna fix Draymond? Draymond's broken. Oh, he's fine.
He'll be fine. He doesn't have to do that much. The offensive weapon. I love when people talk about the Warriors' depth. Oh man, they're not as deep as they were last year. Well, they still have KD, Steph, Clay. So how deep do they have to be? I get it. It is boredom in the regular season. And every time a team comes into Golden State, that team is circling this game. The Phoenix Suns are like, our season is so bad.
Last year, what happened? If Chris Paul remains healthy, you think they?
I'm not betting. They were down 3-1 against KD, and Klay Thompson 40 points, and they came back that series. I'm not writing them off until it's over. Then I'll be like, well,
no one's writing them off.
No. Right. By no means, not writing them off. I can't write them off because they're a proven commodity. No.
I don't think they'll be.
I think they're more vulnerable than last year. Yes.
All right.
But I think they're vulnerable.
So last year they were down 3-2 and down 13. 13 points in a game? You think they'll be down 3-2 in any series and be down 13 points in that elimination game? I'm asking.
They might be down 3-1.
Okay, so you think that's going to happen?
No, I didn't say that's going to happen.
I don't think they'll be in any worse of a situation that they were in last year.
Do you think they're more vulnerable this year than last year?
No, because they were down 3-2 and down 13, and they won that game.
We got to keep the elements consistent. We got to keep them congruent. Think about it. A regular season is not a playoff series where you see the same team for 2 weeks up to 7 times. Think about it. You are almost making a bet that your team is banking on their lineup having 4 bad games. They have mulligans built in their lineup. Clay, Steph, KD. Like, you're betting that those guys are going to have 4 bad games? Are you kidding me? There's no way that's going to happen right now.
They can have a good game and get beat.
Those guys,
I didn't say excellent. They can have a good game and get beat.
Last year, Steph Curry,
not defending.
in Game 3 in Cleveland, brick. KD covering for him, brick. KD's covering for you. All of a sudden, when Steph Curry got that wide open shot with 1:30 to go, when he was 1 for 11, everyone knew, like,
but what they did was defend, and they defended at a high level. Even though they didn't make shots at points and times, they still defended. And what's the most dangerous quarters for the Golden State Warriors? The first and the third.
Yeah.
They start games off great, and they start third quarters.
But that's what they did last year. They had bad defense.
So now you had energy big men that you could throw in. You could throw JaVale in for spot minutes, and he'd bring you energy, and you could do this. You don't have those type of people. You have an aging Andrew Bogut. You have DeMarcus Cousins, who doesn't defend, and you have Looney. Like, what are you going to expect? And then the other bigs are in the doghouse. They haven't played that much this year. So then you're going to throw them in the playoffs with not much experience, and you're going to say, you know what? I need you, big dog. I need you to defend for me. Because Draymond can't hold it. Draymond can play spot minutes at 5.
Okay, let me tell you
that's a good argument, right?
Let me tell you the other, the big one.
Kimmy.
Right. Kevin Durant, as opposed to last year, he has a foot out the door.
Oh, all right, maybe.
What?
He might.
What does that mean, though? I'm going to give you my all and try to get my 3rd Finals MVP in a row.
Like, you're not all in, man.
It's a difference. It's a different. Free agency is a difference for somebody like Kemba Walker, who's about to get paid. Like, KD been paid. Like, I'm going to free agency. I'm going to free agency to either possibly for a change of scene. It's not for money. It's possible change of scenery. I'm getting the same money that I was going to get. It's a possible change of scenery. So what I'm saying is, his motivation is different.
Is it less?
No,
it could be. It could be not.
He's been great
it could be
with
not
money
as
all these years. He's getting better every year with money. Y'all act like he's not.
It could be less intensified.
Employee, your effort and focus is different.
No,
it's one thing to be all in for an organization, and one thing to be locked in.
I'm gonna go get the tapes.
Wait, did you see it?
I'm gonna get your tapes of Sports Nation.
My last month
when you was on the way out the door.
Oh yeah, last week was amazing.
I killed the thing, right?
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Yes, sir. I'm not talking to you.
Dak Prescott
mailed it in.
For a big payday from Jerry Jones.
Leave me alone.
Other quarterback man sealed his fate. I'll explain.
Got him. Tapped out.
Got him. Get you.